Hello friends, welcome back to Anuthi Financial Bites. Hope you all are doing well. So as I told you before that I'll continue my I'll continue the topics of finance and economics in my upcoming videos. So I'm back again. Our today's topic is some basics about finance and some basics about accounts. So the first thing that I need to clear it out, many a times people get confused between accountancy and finance. So there is a lot of difference between accountancy and finance. Accountancy is the basic. It is related with the recording and keeping of books and recording of transactions. Whereas on the other side, finance is basically associated with the direction and planning of those financial transactions, which are recorded in accountancy or under accountancy methods. So in finance, there are certain decisions and there are certain forecasting methods that executive and supervisory managers need to take pertaining to financing decisions, investment decisions, dividend decisions, which I'll cover in my upcoming videos. So in finance, first thing I'm going to tell you about EBIT and EPS analysis. EBIT is earning before interest and taxes. EPS is earning per share, which basically shareholders get in the form of dividends, in the form of returns, in the form of earnings. How EPS is calculated, I'm going to show. First, company realizes the sales amount, as we all know. Then from sales amount, variable cost is deducted. Variable costs are those costs which are associated with those units that vary with the sales units. That is not fixed over a period of time and that varies as per the sales units or sales volumes. After variable cost, the amount that comes out is known as contribution. Sales amount minus variable cost, the difference is known as contribution, which means that variable cost has been covered by the sales amount. Now after contribution, fixed cost is deducted. Fixed cost is which does not vary with over a period of time, which does not vary with sales units, and it is static. After deducting fixed cost from contribution, the amount that comes out is known as EBIT, earnings before interest and taxes. The example of variable cost is raw material, for example. Raw material varies as per the sales units or sales volume. Fixed cost example is plant and machinery, because that is always utilized irrespective of sales unit. So a particular cost is always associated with that. After EBIT, tax amount is deducted. Sorry, not tax amount. Interest amount is deducted. Interest on debt did before tax, because this interest expense on debt is tax deductible expense. So there is an advantage with a company who is leveraging out or who is using debt in its financial capital structure. Like they can have lower tax amount if they use debt in its capital structure. But as I said before, everything has its own pros and cons. So on its flip side, although a company feels comfortable while paying interest on debt, like the interest on debt provides low cost of capital, yet there is a flip side of it. The flip side is that company needs to pay every time the interest on debenture holder on or bond holders, irrespective of their earnings over a period of time. So like I said before, everything has its own pros and cons. Now after deducting interest on debt, tax is deducted. Then the amount here after deducting these two expenses from EBIT is known as EAT, earnings after tax. Now this amount, after this amount is calculated, the dividends on preference shareholders is paid. So dividends that are paid on preference shareholders, this expense is not tax deductible. So it is always understood as after tax expense. So in order to make it before tax expense, if we want to make in some calculations in future, so we'll do like preference dividend or cost of preference shareholders upon 1 minus tax, in order to make it before tax expense or tax deductible expense. After this amount is deducted from EAT, the amount that comes is known as earnings available for equity shareholders. So equity shareholders will now be entitled to receive dividends on this amount. So EPS, if we want to calculate, EPS, that is earning per share, this amount, that is earnings available for equity shareholders, will be divided by number of equity shares. So this entire thing is the basics. So I'll keep covering up the entire thing and gradually cover the technical part as well in my upcoming videos. I hope you like my video, and if you like, kindly view, like and subscribe our channel Anuthi Financial Bites, and bye bye, see you till then. Stay tuned to Anuthi Financial Bites. Thank you.